Okay, video number 2. Let's see if I can get enough free time to actually make a second video today. Okay, so I went over the mods in the previous video. Let me go over the new game start I chose for myself. Alright, I made myself, let's say. So you'll notice that there are two options here. This one just has half of the universe explored instead of the whole universe, because I forgot to select a couple of options here, so I forgot to select all of those. And in this one, I did select all of them, or as many as I could without doing any of the Boron stuff, because I want to go through the Boron storyline again. That's the difference between the two, and it won't let me overwrite the first one, so whatever. In this start, that's what this video is, explaining the start and why I chose the options I chose. So for the player character, I want to see if I can get unique voice lines out of being a Boron. I've never played through as a Boron before, and I don't want to do the Herald start because of all of the, as the name of this implies, I want to skip a lot of the annoying bits that I've done over and over again. And the Herald start, I would have to go through all of the annoying stuff, and I've done that enough times. Trust me. Between all of the failed videos that I don't upload, I've done all of the annoying quests over 10 times plus, and I just don't want to do them anymore. So that's why I made this start. Now then, this isn't a budgeted start because it's a modded game. If you want to see how much of the budget I have unlocked, I do have plenty of YouTube videos available for that, or that explain how much of the budget I have unlocked. Spoiler, it's all of the budget. So there you go. If you want to watch that playthrough, it's all available in a playlist. Anyway, continuing on about this start. Anyway, I want to see if I can get unique voice lines out of being a Boron. I started out with 50,000. It's not very much money. Like even $1 million at the start of the game is not a lot. So I started out with a very minuscule amount of money. Like maybe I can get some repairs out of this if I need to at the start. But with the modded game, the way it is modded, it's going to be very easy to get money in at the start to start doing whatever and actually start playing the real game. So the amount of money really doesn't matter. As long as I'm not giving myself just billions of credits at the start, then I think the start will be interesting and fun enough to watch, and hopefully useful for a few players. Blueprints, note that I am not starting out with the overpowered start of, let's see here. Every start in the game will start you out with energy cell production, and that's overpowered. So I did not give myself energy cell production. I have to buy it for 1.9 million credits. So there you go. Every other start in the game, the actual game starts, like Young Gun and the most popular starts to the game that most people will play this game, you have that energy cell production from the get-go, that you have that blueprint. You just have it. So abuse it. I don't have it, so I need to buy it for 1.9 million. That's a lot. I mean, it's not too much. I can get it really quickly, and actually I already have it. But anyway, continue on. This is just a start. I'm rambling. Okay, for the starting ship, I chose one of the more unique ships to start out with in the game. You can buy this ship from the very beginning of the game if you know where to go. Well, I think you can buy it from the beginning of the game. If you know where to go, you can get this ship, basically. There are two variants, such as Sentinel and a Vanguard. I chose the Sentinel variant because it has more beefier stats. I think the Vanguard is faster. There's a very minimal difference between Vanguard and Sentinel on small ships. They do exist, but I'm not going to go into that here. I like this ship. I really like exiting the ship and entering the ship, and doing a lot of courier missions. These are the ships I prefer just because of how the way you exit and enter the ship is very unique. I really like it. I like design, the look, the color I change throughout the playthrough. Now then, for the loadout of the ship, I could start out with the best gear available. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to earn it throughout the playthrough. So I just start out with very generic Paranid shields. I could put Terran shields on it right now if I really wanted to. I don't want to do that. I want to earn it throughout the playthrough. Same with the pulse lasers. This has additional weapons and I believe one additional shield generator due to a mod. So its stats aren't anything to write home about. I think it's supposed to be a superiority fighter. It's really just a general transport, and it has container storage. And it has a respectable amount of container storage, believe it or not. So there's that. I gave myself all the software because I can't really be bothered. Like as far as earning it, sure, I guess, but docking computers just to skip some annoyance. I'm not really sure how useful long-range scanner or police scanner are going to be overall. Targeting computer doesn't matter, I don't think, because I don't have turrets. It's funny that it's mandatory though. And then trading computer, I'm not sure how much that one matters at all. I think it'll matter a little bit just to keep track of prices. Overall, it won't really matter because of how I'll play. And then elite crew, like big deal. I have some crew members that are. It's just gonna skip some annoyances. As for property, I'm starting out with a good manager that's Argon because I haven't unlocked the Boron. And I'm starting out with like a maxed out manager just to make anything to do with building the HQ just easier and some. I'm skipping annoyances. I'm not gonna build up the HQ as my main like money making station because of story reasons later on and how the HQ ends up being used. So I'm gonna build out individual stations. So overall, having this manager be maxed out really won't affect a lot. I have all the sectors that it let me select known about, but none of them are all stations known and none of them have satellite coverage. I will earn the satellite coverage as I place down satellites on my own, and I will explore the stations on my own or through Satellite Explorer, have a ship assigned to Explorer to do that. So it's just basically having the map fully visible, and then I can just plot orders from the map window. It's just an annoying skip. It would take like I don't know, 8 hours to do this all by hand. And spoiler, I've already done that, and that's already split up into 2 VODs available to watch on YouTube if you want. It's tedious and annoying, but other than that, moving on. I do start out in Farnham's Legend, and I made sure my starting point is in Farnham Legend. The next interesting thing to talk about is faction relations. I put Alliance of the Word faction relations all the way up to 30, just because the Alliance of the Word does not have a very big presence, and overall having them up to 30 isn't really going to change much. It's going to let me buy a few things. It's going to let me buy a engine. It's significant enough to put it up to 30 and it's going to be a nice, convenient thing to skip some annoyances, but it's not going to be game-breakingly good. Everyone else is 0 because and then the only other interesting things are the Free Family and Zyarth and the Terrans are all -9. The Split are -9 because I'm starting out as a Boron, and there's some lore stuff there, but also only -9 because I'm just skipping some tedium in farming relation with them. And at -9 I can dock on their stations. And I have some very, very quick methods to farm relations up with them right from the beginning of the game, so that's how I'll be doing it. Haktiva is another annoying one. Setting them to 20, I have completed. We'll go to the story states in a moment, but as a reflection of the story states, Haktiva should be high relations with me by the end of the story states I'm skipping, so there's that. And then the other thing to think about is the Vigor Syndicate. Vigor really don't do much. They don't influence the galaxy as a whole. They're kind of in a self-contained area, and then sometimes they're useful if a Xenon attack gets in there, and then they just swarm the Xenon and kill it. Other than that, Vigor don't really do much, so I'm just enabling myself to buy things from them if I want. Now, as a side note, I still need the large amounts of funding to buy from them. So like millions and millions of credits. So I'm not going to be doing anything early game with them. It's just an annoying skip the rep grind. And then when I do the plot line, their rep changes and whatnot. That'll all be addressed when it happens. The Yaki is the other interesting one. Now then, this is kind of spoilers for anybody who's sensitive to those, but I am increasing my relations with the Yaki up to 20, so that way if I feel like making a trip out there and buying things from them, I will. And that will be reflected here in the story states. Now then, I'm going to get a little rambly here, but I always am, so let's just continue. Due to me wanting to skip doing all of the quests I've done at least 10 plus times by now, I'm starting with the HQ and Bosota and Dalbusta. So we'll get some more dialogue out of Dalbusta as we do some of the other beginner quests. So that's kind of neat. I do like more voice lines or things that people haven't seen in a playthrough. Default on these because I want to go through them again. These ones aren't something that a regular playthrough normally people see through to the end, and I'm going to be choosing different options than I chose in my last playthrough, so there's some content right there to see. The Yaki situation, this one is special to me because at the point that you normally deal with the Yaki situation, it is very late game, and by the time you finally rest this into its final state, the game is pretty much over, and you never really see what effect that has on the universe. And in my specific playthrough, the Yaki got destroyed immediately once this state was set. The Terrans just came in and said, "Nope, you're dead," and killed them. So that was really anticlimactic and very unsatisfying for me. So I want to see what this will do for the Yaki and see if they have larger influence or just anything at all that they're scripted to do. Like anything for like, come on Yaki, do anything. Just anything is basically what this is. I want to see what this does, because if this does nothing, then it's just kind of like an empty thing in the game that's kind of boring and stupid, and I might as well just set it to where I don't have to deal with it. Hopefully it does something. I want it to do something. We're going to find out. The Pioneer terraforming situation is the other one that I've done a relentless amount of times. It's annoying. I hate doing it every time. I'm skipping it. Everything else is default because I don't mind doing that content. The Arcadian endeavors I have a special place in my heart for because it's fun enough. I like it enough. I haven't done it 20 times over, and it's all right. It gets you a lot of nice things. It's worth doing again, in my opinion. North River, I'm going to make a different choice than last time. And then the Earl King, that's just like when it comes to earning it, like setting as default is the way you earn it. And I'm fine with earning it every playthrough. That's fine. And then I want to play through the Kingdom's End stuff content again. I've only done it once, I believe, and that's during my YouTube playthrough. So I want to do it again, go through all the stuff again, make some different choices, make some smarter choices, and maybe see if I can get the Boron to actually come out of their region of space and be a little more aggressive in the galaxy. We'll see if that happens. And I will be downloading mods to like really try to spark multiple confrontations between NPC factions, and we'll see if we can actually do that. I will also be adding a Xenon buffing mod later on through the playthrough, so that'll be exciting to buff the Xenon and make him an actual threat. So that's cool. They are kind of a threat now, but not really. You can get pretty far into the game without doing anything, and they're just an annoyance. During my multiple playthroughs of the game, I have done all the research plenty of times, so I will be skipping all of the research except for the Hero King Power Core for obvious reasons. I miss out on 6 quests, so oh well. These quests are fun enough, and I would gladly do them again, but not at the cost of having to go through all the research again. If they were just available to be standalone quests, I'd do them again. They're fun enough. The engine one and well, I think the engine one is the one I'm talking about because doing the race is fun. The rest are kind of go fetch, and those are boring. Uh, the welfare ones are fun enough, but they are also really tedious. Like you have to know how to do these missions in order to do them, and I believe I have made specific videos to tell you how to do these because it's confusing and unexplained and stupid, like a lot of the things in this game are. So we're just gonna skip the tedium, skip the annoying stuff. Anyway, that's the explanation of the custom game I set up for myself. A lot of it is skipping the annoying bits and then setting myself up to just earn whatever I want. If I want something, I'll earn it throughout the playthrough. And then there's going to be a lot of mod experimentation as well. I'm going to mod the game more. I'm going to add mods, remove mods, change mods around, and just generally have fun with mods because I've earned that right. And if you don't believe me, there's a whole YouTube playthrough with 60 plus videos that you can go watch if you don't believe me. So there's that. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that'll do for the video and my explanation. So, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.